Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Because people are paying more attention to their phone than they are the road.
A new study ranks North Dakota teenage drivers as some of the worst in the country, mostly because of texting and driving. Valley News Team's Joshua Peguero breaks down the study and hears from drivers who say people using their phones behind the wheel is an all too common occurrence.
When teens finally get behind the wheel, it represents freedom, and with freedom comes responsibility. But a recent study published by researchers at 360 Quote suggests North Dakota teenagers are failing as drivers.
My advice is just put the phone down. It'll wait till you get there.
North Dakota ranks as having the 5th most dangerous teenage drivers out of all 50 states, and teenagers ranked high in texting and driving. If you're an iPhone user, you can turn on the Do Not Disturb feature, which will prevent any phone calls or text messages from coming through to your phone while you're driving.
It's not worth it. That one text message, that one Snapchat, it's just not worth taking and putting somebody else's life at risk and putting yourself at risk, and especially other families.
The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says teens are more likely than older drivers to make critical errors behind the wheel that results in serious crashes. They're also more likely to speed and less likely to keep a safe distance between vehicles.
Stay off your phone if you have to, pull over, or, tell people before you're leaving, I can't be on my phone, I'm driving right now. Just pay attention to the road, not your phone.
But all hope isn't lost on teens. The study shows that the current generation of teenagers is more likely to wear seatbelts than teenagers 28 years ago, and they're also less likely to drink and drive. In Fargo, Joshua Peguero, Valley News Live.
In North Dakota, it is against the law to text and drive, and you can face a $100 fine if you're caught. Anyone under the age of 18 is prohibited from using any electronic devices while driving. A man has pleaded not guilty to a criminal vehicular homicide and 3 criminal mischief charges after a fatal car crash. Back in October, a warrant was issued for 34-year-old Daniel Paza's arrest for his involvement in a car accident that killed 38-year-old Johnny Gray in June. Gray was killed on June 23rd when the vehicle he was riding in crashed into several parked cars. Gray was pronounced dead at the scene. Paza's next court appearance is scheduled for sometime in January. An investigation is underway at the Polk County Jail after a man died shortly after being in custody there. The jail says it arrested 61-year-old Larry Munson from Climax yesterday on suspicion of DUI. This is the most recent photo of Munson, but not from his arrest yesterday. While at the jail in Crookston, he had a medical emergency. An ambulance was called and he was taken to the hospital where he died. Authorities are still looking into the cause of his death. A North Dakota man is facing several charges for allegedly firing warning shots at a person he believed wanted to molest his daughter. Officials say 32-year-old Jamie Martinez Jr. was arrested on Sunday night and faces several charges. According to court documents, a deputy with the Pembina County Sheriff's Office responded to a report of someone shooting a firearm behind a bar in St. Thomas, North Dakota. When deputies got there, they found Martinez outside the bar and arrested him. Deputies also found an AR-15 assault rifle inside his car. Martinez later told the deputy he was defending his daughter's honor. It's just the combination we needed today, sunshine and warmer weather. As for this evening, let's find out what's going on with Hutch in No Wait Weather. Hutch?
Temperatures so nice today, I swear people were tearing up outside. It was just beautiful with a little bit of sunshine and temperatures soaring for many of us into the 40s. Here's a look at a time lapse as the sun set on our day out to the west. Some high clouds drifting overhead, and those are precursors to a little bit of a cool air mass heading our way out of Canada. Here is a look at what we have going on the temperatures across the region. It's warmest to the south and west where we have 40 to 45 degrees. Still a little cool in northern Minnesota, mid-20s to around 30 degrees there. See the bank of clouds pushing south towards Grand Forks? That, my friends, is a burp of cold air from Canada that's heading our way. I'll tell you when it gets here in your hour-by-hour forecast, but for this evening, get out and enjoy. Partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies, winds becoming northerly, and temperatures slowly falling into the 20s here for Fargo. I'll have details on that burp of cold Canadian air here in just a second, and we'll talk about some more warm weather in the future in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Hutch. The suspect in a North Fargo murder case is now in custody. Police say 43-year-old Daryl Peterson is in jail for murder after an assault yesterday morning at a North Fargo apartment building along 11th Street. Police say they were called to the scene when someone heard the victim yelling for help. When authorities got there, they found 64-year-old Dwayne Darling bleeding from his head. He was taken to a hospital where he later died. Hours later, police arrested Peterson. Authorities say the two did know each other, and this was not a random crime. Authorities are asking for your help finding a missing Fort Totten man. 34-year-old John Lawrence was last seen this past Friday. He's about 6'1", 250 pounds, with brown eyes and shoulder-length black hair. He was last seen wearing a black jacket and blue and black plaid pajama pants. He drives a burgundy Dodge Dakota with license plate 620CTC. If you know anything about him, you can call police. Another scam is hitting the valley. This one is using the Cass County Sheriff's Department's phone number to trick you into coughing up money. The caller is using a number spoofing the main line at the sheriff's office, and that makes the call seem more legitimate. After you answer, the scammer says they're from the Social Security Administration, and they have an active warrant for you. New data out of Minnesota is showing nearly every Minnesota state agency has violated contract and spending laws. Republican senators held a hearing yesterday on the violations, which happened over 1,300 times last year when vendors started work before contracts were signed or when employees committed to spending state money without agency permission. Administration officials called the violations technical and said no taxpayer money was misspent. The hearing was intended to study how the Department of Human Services appeared to have violated the contract process. At least 2 students are dead and 4 others wounded after a school shooting in Santa Clarita, California. The suspected gunman is a student at the school and among the injured. Maren Austin has the latest.
Students filed out of Saugus High School with their hands in the air after gunshots rang out on the Santa Clarita campus.
We went into protocol, turned off all the lights, locked all the doors, barricaded all the doors.
Senior Luis Rubio was in his first period class when it started.
I wasn't expecting this today. I never got to say goodbye to my parents this morning.
The LA County Sheriff confirmed a suspect is in custody.
There were a total of 6 victims who were promptly triaged and transported to the local hospitals for treatment. Among those who were transported, it turned out to be the suspect, who is currently in the hospital in grave condition, and he's a male, Asian, 16 years of age, and a student of the school.
In the minutes after the shooting, students were treated in the school's courtyard while the campus was evacuated.
It's like a big balloon pop, but super loud, and then everyone started running, and it was really scary.
Parents have been streaming to school since the first reports. Now, evacuations have been orderly, but reuniting with families has been slightly chaotic.
It was terrifying, and not knowing, what was happening, not hearing from your child. It's the most terrifying thing in the whole world.
Witnesses near the school were shocked at what they saw.
I was coming out of my house to go get my coffee, and I saw all kinds of kids running up the street, screaming, crying, yelling.
Many hugs and tears here as friends and families come together in what had been considered one of LA's safest suburbs. Maren Austin, CBS News, Santa Clarita, California.
The investigation into the shooting is still ongoing. The Fargo skyline will have a new look now that the roof of the Block 9 project is at full height. Officials with the Kilbourne Group say the building now stands at 235 feet tall. Construction on Block 9 started on September 18, 2018, and the project is expected to be complete by late fall of 2020. This building will be home to corporate offices, a hotel, a restaurant, retail space, and condos. It also includes a parking garage. Check this out. Limited edition Pabst Blue Ribbon packs containing 99 cans for $59.99 were available at a liquor store in Mankato, Minnesota. According to our sister station, KEYC, in Mankato, the store completely sold out of the 7-foot-long packs less than 24 hours after advertising the deal on their Facebook page. Some customers came from as far away as Blaine, Minnesota, to get their hands on one of the limited edition packs. By 11:15 a.m., the last one was carried out of the store. MGM staff say they aren't sure if the store will get another shipment. Target is extending its same-day delivery service to its app. Customers who have been able to get same-day delivery through Target.com can now use their mobile devices. Delivery costs about $10 per order, but from November 17th through the 26th, the fee will be waived on purchases of $75 and over. We've got some great news for all you Kiss fans. The band is bringing its End of the Road World Tour to the Alara Center in Grand Forks in February. The performance is Saturday, February 22nd. Tickets go on sale November 21st at 10 in the morning. And don't forget to join us for the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show Saturday at 1:30. We will be live at the Fargo Dome, taking you right up to kickoff at 2:30 on the KVLY and KFYR Bison Football Network.